Hey guys, today we are going to be talking through the three main mistakes that we see half marathoners and full marathoners make when they are training. And I know we're going into 2024 when you're probably setting some goals, you're putting races on the calendar, and we want to talk through those three common mistakes. And we're also going to share a little bit about how our Run Strong training club could potentially help you navigate and solve for those problems.
We have been doing run clubs for 3 years. So this is not something new. We are taking all of the things that we've learned in the last 3 years and we've taken them and put them into the three main mistakes that we see and how we can help you. And then our group that we've created is all about how we can take those things and really address all of the problems and give you the solutions that you need so you can achieve your run goals next year.
Yeah. So the first thing that we see is super common is inconsistency. And this is probably one of the number one things when I look over the forums for people wanting to join our group that they are struggling with. And a lot of this, there's two different kinds of inconsistency. So the first one is you train for a race and then the race happens and then you completely don't train for a couple months. And then you come back and you're like, you have to pretty much start over and then reestablish your base. But then that time we just don't have enough time to get those solid workouts in. So this is something that you have by having a training club and then having an off season, which is something that we also have our off season boot camp that you are going to be able to solve for. So another part of a consistency is accountability and having that community. So finding a training buddy is super important, whether it's virtual with our training club or reaching out, finding a club or finding someone in person to train with. So Jen and I are training for the same marathon in April and the same 50K. We're bemoaning our huge run we have to do tomorrow together, but we're doing it together. So finding that training buddy is going to help with your consistency as well.
The other piece of consistency that can be really, really beneficial is having a coach, somebody who knows more than you that can help you adjust the schedule when life happens, because life always happens. We don't get to train in a vacuum as much as we would love if that were possible. We have life and we have kids and we have illness and we have travel and we have work and school and all the things. And sometimes you just can't get a run in when you had planned on it because a kid stays homesick from school or wakes up at 4:30 in the morning and there goes your run time. So having a coach to help you figure out how to readjust your schedule when that happens is beyond beneficial. I am a coach and I have my own coach. A couple weeks ago, I was sick and I had to text her like, do you want me to do this run? Should I just wait? Like, what do you do? Because you get in your head and you can spiral so easily. And so to just have somebody to reach out to that can tell you the right thing to do and like takes that mental load off your plate is really, really helpful in that consistency piece. A lot of times when we can't be consistent because life happens, we just throw the rest out the bag.
Down.
What's that baby in the bathwater expression?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't do my easy run today because my kid stayed home sick. So maybe I'll just do my easy run tomorrow and then I'll skip my tempo or my speed work. And then well, do I even do my long run, or because I didn't do that, should I just skip that? And then now what was one missed run turned into like a missed run, a modified run, and a skipped run when you didn't really need to because you got in your head overthinking it. So having that person to go to help you stay on track.
So that's what I was going to say is the difference. So in the past, we've run these groups, our training club, where we're doing it in a larger group setting. We're providing generic plans that we've created that combine strength training from BODi with the run training. But because it's such a large group and because it's not a custom plan to you, we're not having as many people. I don't think we've had people as comfortable reaching out and asking those questions on how to adjust. So with this new run club we have, it's a limit of 20 people per group. And that means that you get to ask those questions. When life falls off, you can go to Jen and I and say, what do I do to fix it immediately? So you can get right back on track and you're not wasting weeks potentially of lost training.
Yeah, and your training plan is in a run. It's with my Run Coach platform. So I can go in and drag and drop your workouts around and help you do all the things to make it really custom to you and your life and what's happening.
Which leads us to the next thing. The next mistake that people make is either skipping speed workouts or doing the wrong speed workout. And this is huge with group training or having a generic plan. You're not doing the actual speed workout that you should be doing. This is another mistake that people make when they jump into a training plan too late, is they skip their base building speed type workouts and then they jump straight into their peak workouts. and then they completely bomb them because they're not ready for them. And then they get in their head, and then they completely just think they're terrible at running and they quit, or they go out and bomb their race because they don't think that they can do it. So having this happened to me recently, because I'm part of a group training club, and I love going and doing my Wednesday speed workouts. I love being in the group, but I'm in peak training for my upcoming race. And I knew on Wednesday when my coach gave us the group, the training, the workout, it wasn't right for me. But most people don't know that. And they go ahead and they do the workout, which I wasn't able to hit my paces in this workout, but I knew that it was okay because I knew he was kind of setting me up for failure. It sounds bad, but if you have a one-on-one coach that can give you the workout that's meant for that phase of your training and for your paces, and it's set to you, you're going to be able to feel more confident. Whether you slightly, fall off on the pace or you crush it, it's going to be so much more confidence boosting, and you're more likely to stay consistent with your run, with your speed work.
So often people think that they can't do speed work because they're too slow or they've never done it before. Or if you've looked at those free plans online, it's a whole bunch of acronyms, and then you have to go to a glossary to figure out what they mean and what you're supposed to do and what do these efforts mean and all the things, right? There's just so many little pieces in trying to figure out how to do speed work, especially when you're new to it. And so getting a speed work that starts where you're at. So if you're somebody that's never done speed work, we're going to start off doing something that's very easy to understand that you won't even realize is speed work when you're starting, and then work you into doing things like 800 repeats or mile repeats that are the more traditional speed work that you'll see online. But by the time you get there, you'll feel really comfortable doing it because you will have done all of the back work getting there, and you won't be in the middle of peak training thinking that you can't do this, like Nicole was just talking about. So it's really tailored to where you're at in your training cycle, and then understanding how to do it all the time.
Yeah. And the third biggest thing that we see and that I specialize in is helping people get more consistent with strength training. So it's super common for runners to get super excited when they first start a training cycle, and then they add everything at once, and then they're super sore, and then they skip it the next week because they're sore, or they aren't sure when to schedule in their strength training because it feels daunting and they don't really understand. I know personally for me, I used to think, oh, I'll just run my really hard workout run, and then the next day I should do leg day, and then the next day I should do my long run, and then the next day, and then my legs were always completely dead. So with our training plans, we incorporate the strength training when it's meant to be and to maximize your recovery and your performance, because you want to be strength training in order to, oh, she's going to talk about that part, but you really want to feel confident that you're doing the right thing. And also with the BODi workouts, which is what I've been doing for the last 13 years. And again, when I first incorporated the strength training, I immediately had a performance boost from doing the strength training because I was a newer runner. So it's not going to be the same for every single person. It depends on where you are and your background. But when you are doing these workouts, it's so nice because it's just, you push play on the workout and then you do the routine. You don't have to go into a gym and be intimidated. You don't have to decide if you should be doing, how many squats you should be doing and trying to figure that out. And you're also just not bored. If the time flies by, it's 30 minutes in your house, you're done, you check it off your training schedule, and then you move on to the next thing.
It really lowers the barrier to entry, which I am all about. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see that most of the time I do my strength workouts in my pajamas because I wake up and I do them, no barrier to entry. The other part of strength training is, so like Nicole said, knowing when in your schedule to do it, and then making sure that you're actually doing it. So like I said, a done workout is better than a skipped workout, right? Even if it's short, even if it's modified, doing something is always better than nothing. And so making sure that, again, with that schedule, that you're getting a speed or a strength workout in your schedule that's one that you can do. So if you tell us that you are short on time, you've never done strength training, we're not going to give you a 45-minute strength workout in your schedule to try and fit in with half or full marathon training. We're going to start you off with 15, 20-minute strength workouts that you can squeeze in, because it's a lot easier to do that. It's a lot easier to talk yourself into something for 20 minutes. On top of that, there is the why behind strength training. Strength training is literally the only thing that has been scientifically proven to reduce muscle cramping at the end of a marathon. The only thing, not hydration, not sodium, not electrolytes. Strength training is the only thing that research has found is correlated with no cramping at the end of a marathon. It's super important. It also reduces injury. It improves your running economy. So you can go farther, faster. It helps with your running form, which again helps that running economy. So all of the things, if we want to be faster and go farther, you got to strength train. Plus, we are women. We work with mostly women. As we get older into that 40 plus age bracket, it's important not just for running, but for life and longevity, and to do the things we want to do in life, both in running and outside of running. You have to strength train. That's not a choice.
So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, I want to run a great half marathon or a full marathon in spring or in fall, we'll have the same group, but I'm hearing what you're saying, but I don't want to have to figure this out all on my own. So that's what we're here for. We love this. We totally nerd out about this, and we have complementary strengths. So I'm more on the strength and nutrition and really the accountability and motivation side of things. Jen is the one getting in the weeds. So if you join our Run Strong Training Club, we are kicking it off right now with enrollment is open. We're actually half full for the half marathon as of the recording of this, and the half marathon, and we have several spots for the marathon. We are going to be providing you with a custom to you training plan. This custom training plan that Jen will create in BODi, which is an online app. It'll sync with your runs too. It'll have your paces based on a recent race or a time trial that she'll have you do. And it's going to also include those strength training workouts from BODi that are incorporated in there. So you will know exactly what to do. It'll be based on your schedule, like what days of the week you like to do your long run, or what days of the week, if your kid has soccer on Tuesday nights, there's no way you could run that day. That stuff can all be incorporated. Also, it includes, if you don't already have access, we'll get you set up with access to the strength training workouts, but it includes a small group chat, which we're really excited about, where you'll be able to be in a training pod with other people who are doing the same distance race as you, who are training at the same time. We're going through the same struggles. We're commiserating over our long runs. We're swapping ideas on fuel. And we've done these small group chats before, and we find that they are just so incredibly motivating, and you create friendships in there because we all want training buddies, but it doesn't always work out that our friends can do the same races as us. So we're really excited for that. And then the last thing is the resources. You can talk a little bit about that.
There's a private Google Drive with all of the things that we have collected over the last 3 years of running these groups together, and the last over decades together of all of our running. So podcasts that we find really motivational, resources that we have on fueling, resources that we have on overall nutrition for runners, things about how to do speed workouts, mobility exercises, and foam rolling, like all of the things that we have found. It's all in a private Google Drive for you that you get access to. Run tracking for that consistency piece, ways to track your fueling, to figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you, all of that. It's there for you. So like hundreds of dollars of value in the private Google Drive as well.
And just to give you a little bit more insight on our philosophy and just our style is we are both, we want this to be a positive community. We're very kind, encouraging, motivating, positive people. So if you're not like that, then it's not the right fit for you. But if you want somewhere where you can come and feel accepted, and again, this is for runners who want to improve, but it doesn't matter what pace you already run. It matters that you want to get better in some way. You want to commit to the training. You want to feel like you're supported. You want to achieve goals, but it doesn't matter what the goal is. You're going to be you're still accepted and included in this group.
Yes, I am a former back of the pack runner. My first marathon was almost 7 hours, and now much faster. And so we understand the gamut of what your paces might be and how to help you train for your race, regardless of any of that. So you are welcome, regardless of your pace or your experience. As long as you have a goal you want to train for, we want to support you getting there.
Yes. And we're so excited. So if you want to join the group, you're going to be reaching out to either Jen or I using our form. And then we are happy to set up even a call with you to go over your goals, talk about whether the group is going to be a fit. And we are kicking this off. So by January, the spots will be full. So make sure that you get signed up, reach out, and we hope to train with you. And if not, we hope that this video is at least informational and will help you guide you through your training in the future. Thanks.